Welcome to Where's the Payoff, where we don't have a payoff. I'm Johann Sam. I'm with my co-host Dean
What's up?
Dsouza, and I'm here with one of my favorite comics in Toronto. He's one of the funniest guys I know, Bill Ennis.
Thank you.
Welcome to the
Wow,
show, Will.
thanks for having me, man.
Nice.
You're the star today.
You're the star to me.
Oh, okay, yeah, of
Like
course.
just
Let's not jump too far. Let's find out who the star is. Like, what's the
Alright.
payoff of this star? Like,
yeah. Let's see. Let's figure out what
Nice.
happens, man. Let's
Awesome.
talk. yeah.
But yeah,
How did you get? I mean, I'm gonna jump straight to the question. How did you get into comedy?
it's all business, man. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh man, I guess like when I was a kid, I was always like causing trouble in class and stuff, and I thought it was funny.
No.
But I thought I was funny, and I always wanted to be a comedian when I was a little kid. And then as I got older, I would dabble a little bit, but then I would retreat. I would be scared to keep going, and now I'm older and I care less. So now about the fear of rejection, let's say. So now I'm just doing it way more than I have been ever, and it's great. I love it.
But that got you into comedy as a kid. That you were just like making fun of yourself. Were they laughing with you or at you? Or
No, I was like making fun of people. I was a lot meaner as a kid.
Oh, like you were a bully?
I was a bit of a bully. I also was bullied, for sure. I was bullied, but I also liked to bully when I was a little kid.
I also like to bully.
Yeah, I
Yes,
did,
yeah.
and cause trouble and not attack teachers, but like verbally,
Oh, okay.
verbally take them on.
Were you like a bad kid in class? Like you
Oh
make
my
shit for
god!
pranks?
Oh yeah, I was like the worst kid.
Okay, so
in
that's your
class.
comedy style back then. Like I thought it was.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay,
Now
okay.
I'm more like goofy suburban dad. Like hey, like Ned Flanders. I'm friendly, goofy weirdo. But I think when I was a kid, I was like dark.
What did you say to the?
Do you remember a dark thing you did? What do you have?
I just remember I was in the office all the time, and I would say things to the teacher in front of everybody, and I don't even remember if I got laughs or not, but the teacher would be like, "Out, get out," and I was like, "Yeah."
Rebellion.
Yeah,
You're the
yeah.
cool kid. That's what cool is. Like the
I was
teacher,
not
yeah.
cool though. That's the thing. When I was a little kid. Other kids wouldn't play with me because they said their parents said that I was a bad kid, and
Bad influence.
they weren't allowed to. Yeah, they weren't allowed to play with me. So all my friends were at school, but on the weekends I was just like, I had nobody.
Did you have no friend like who's also bad?
I had one in my neighborhood, yeah, but like not like school friends. Like they weren't allowed to hang out with me.
Yeah, I only made friends who would sit beside me.
I was just like,
Yeah.
oh.
Okay, now we're friends now.
You think it's because I look cooler when I'm next to Johann, so I'm right here, and he's like, okay, this guy's here, and I look 10 times cooler.
No, there was
Kids
no
are mean,
coolness.
dude.
There was no coolness. It was just
Two kids sitting and
yeah,
looking around.
Yeah, it's just the teacher just assigned them, and they were right beside.
Oh, you
me
mean in the
and-
class? Okay,
yeah,
okay,
in the
okay.
class,
I thought you
yeah.
meant like recess or something. Okay,
No.
okay, okay.
When you're-
oh, you mean
yeah.
the recess?
Yeah, like when you
I
go and
would
like just mingle with other like kids, right?
Oh, I didn't.
I would just sit quietly. I was just like nobody
No?
come approach me.
Oh, you're a quiet kid?
I was so shy, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
crazy.
my comedy comes from just like I had all these sick jokes, but
Yeah.
I wish I could tell people, but it just I was my own audience.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
just
yeah.
make like weird ass comments and commentary in my head. Now I'm just like, no, let people like it. So
That's cool. Like get it
yeah.
out there.
So I guess
yeah.
satire and like Jerry Seinfeld life observation kind of shit.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Nice, man.
What about you? Where does your comedy come from? The dark place, the dark inside.
No, I just
Needing
think
to be loved, needing to be pressing
just
people.
just to not take things so seriously.
Right.
Which I think like affects me in my professional life. Like all my jobs have always been like low pressure jobs because I was always being
Oh.
creative, but I was never that person like let's be serious about this now.
Right.
Let's get serious at this like office job. You're like, why? Like, we're already wearing suits.
Yeah, like
This
where's
sucks.
the payoff? Like what is
we
it? Nothing.
can't.
It's nothing. Yeah.
Let's not.
Let's not get
We all have cars. Let's just chill. You know, it was good. We made it.
Yeah, it's good enough. Yeah.
What do you like? Oh, sorry.
But others need you to be serious, right? It's like
Mhm.
I have the same problem. It's like everybody's always trying to be serious,
Mhm.
and you just want to goof off
Yeah.
and be like, yeah,
Yeah.
or just be quiet in the corner.
That's a fun
That's
one.
serious as fuck, dude.
That's a fun one though. Being quiet in the corner. That's like, oh, it feels good to my soul. Because like I always feel this pressure that I have to talk, I have to be gregarious. But if I see someone introverted at a party, I'm just like, oh, brother, yes. You know, I want to be you.
In the corner. Yeah.
I feel like people look at me weird if I'm quiet or they think I'm grumpy or upset. So I'm like, all right.
So you try to fill the silence with a joke?
Yeah, or just, how are you? And like little talks. And sometimes I just want to stand there, you know, and leave after 30 minutes. That's just like the best.
Then
Bit
who's
of-
your like comedy influence? Like,
Oh, man.
because you're
There's
jumping-
so many. So early Simpsons, so not even a comedian, but the early Simpsons episodes were like huge for me. Like it was just so funny, and there were so many like funny characters and personas, and I loved how dumb Homer was. So I kind of feel like I like channel like dumb. Like I love it. Not as dumb as Homer, but like pretty dumb.
Now that you're Homer's age, how are you? Are you a Homer?
I think I'm.
You kind of look like a Homer, though. You do look like you kind of.
Yeah. I kind of feel like if I'm living my best life, I'm kind of like a Homer because yes,
he's simple as hell. Yeah.
He's simple. Yeah,
he is.
you know, no, but I was gonna say Homer is like winning though. He's got like the family.
The
he's got a cushy
family,
job. He's got buddies. He likes to celebrate. He enjoys drinking.
How does he have his job? Like, he's a goof, right?
Yeah.
How does he have his job?
I think it's that in the 90s, it was way easier to have like a house and a job. And people really like paid attention less to what you were doing.
Yeah, the job was just like pushing buttons and levers. Like I think, which is like okay, anybody can do it. Just go and do it at this time.
But his
Work
was
your
a
shift.
nuclear power plant though, so technically the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
town could melt down and everyone could die.
Oh, so he had
But the 90s was just like he's good.
He's got a job. It's his job. Nobody
He's
knows.
gonna push the buttons, and then they gave him a lot of money. Hey, here's a lot of money. Like that's how it felt.
Yeah, I know.
No, but I do feel now like that because you're closer in that sense. Or like are
Not
you
with
more
the
chill?
job or the money way. Yes, like definitely like with like my
You're
girl.
happy with the life.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like with my girlfriend and like certain family members. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm kind of doing well, you know,
Yeah.
like a couple friends, a cat.
Yep.
That's
Go
it.
with the boys, have some beers.
Oh yeah,
Have a trip,
dude.
go back. Yeah.
Man, that's like
Okay,
the
so
greatest.
that's Simpsons one. Any more?
Yeah,
Simpsons
so,
OG,
and I'm
yeah.
gonna, there are some stand-ups in there, I swear to God, but the next one is Conan. Conan O'Brien.
Yep,
So
yep,
watching a lot of his, where he would go left field with comedy and just be
Uh-huh.
totally strange, and he'd have all these characters that he'd introduce on sketches on his show, like Pimpbot 3000 and Masturbating Bear.
Was that a real thing?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God. I saw memes of it. I thought it was a satire or something. Like, there's an actual masturbating beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, gotta check this out.
There's a lot of like interesting comedy like from the 90s too that like that influenced me that I kind of forgot about. I just thought about Ed the Sock. Do you know Ed the Sock?
No.
So he was on City TV, which was Channel 7 back in the 90s, and he was just a dirty sock. Dirty like a sexual innuendo comic, but he's like a sock with a little cigar, and he would interview I guess porn stars or strippers. He's like, what's your name? Crystal? Yeah, I'd like to polish your crystals. And it was a great late night show. And I just thought of that, and I just, as a kid, I remember wanting to be Ed the Sock.
You want to polish the crystals.
Just
I wanted to
raunchiest
polish the
comedy
crystals,
ever.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to
Did
polish
you see
crystals.
the ventriloquist guy doing him, or was it just at the sort
No,
of
you
Sesame
just see
Street
the
kind of
hand.
thing?
You just see the hand,
Uh-huh.
and his jokes were pretty basic.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like like polish the crystals.
Below
or
the belt
like-
kind of stuff, like easy.
Yeah.
That sounds like I might just watch an
Muffin,
episode.
you eat the muffin? Is that
Eat the muffin. You want some sausage? He's like standing next to a hot dog stand. He's like, I don't mean that sausage. And you're like, oh, Ed, it's so funny.
It's kind of weird. I don't know if they made any joke about him having a Cookie Monster voice.
Oh
He
yeah,
does sound
Ed-
like the Cookie Monster. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
he
you
sounds-
doing him or is it actually at the song.
I think he kind of sounded like the way I portrayed. I don't know. It's been a while, but he's pretty funny. He's a pretty funny guy.
That reminds me of Conan's, like, what was the cigar smoking?
Oh, Triumph, the
Yeah,
insult
Triumph,
comic
yeah,
dog.
insult comic
Yeah, I mean that guy. Those jokes are so great.
Tell me more. Shout me. I don't know what this is. What are you talking about?
Triumph, the insult comic dog, is like it's like a character on the Conan show,
Okay.
and he's an insult. He's a puppet,
Okay.
and he insults usually celebrities or just like people on the street.
Okay.
And he's just
Triumph, the
really
insult
great at roasting, and it's
Okay.
written by I think Robert Smigel, who was like an SNL writer, like Saturday Night
okay.
Live from back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And he has, I can't do his voice, but he's like, it's almost like an Eastern European person, like an old grandma
It sounds like the Eastern
kind
European
of
Godfather
voice.
kind of thing. Like
Yes. Oh, there it is. Yes. And he's kind of like this. Yes. But he has so many just good burns and roasts and stuff. Yeah.
Like, what is it? Now I'm forgetting. He would come up with the wizard kid, you know?
The Wizard Kid?
Yeah, like some wizard from a Subway or something. It's a sketch they would do, and it's
Oh.
freaking hilarious.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Or you go to premieres. You go to premieres with like Star Wars premieres
Oh,
and
yeah.
make fun of all the nerds in line.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I can't even quote them, but I mean, I just remember like the impact of all this comedy was so good.
And he was in Eminem's song, like.
Yeah.
Which one was it? What was the song
Lose
again?
Yourself?
It was-
Okay. Okay,
Just
good, yeah,
Lose
Lose
It.
Yourself.
I think it was
Lose
just
Yourself.
Lose It.
What?
Because Lose Yourself was that serious one.
No, was the real Slim Shady maybe?
Or was it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
lose it?
Real shitty.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Go crazy. I think it's
But there's a
now.
bunch of evidence also had the word lose it in it. Like,
Yeah.
just lose it as lose yourself, there's lose it, there's one more.
He's really cornered the market on that word.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of, yeah. All of the songs. He was in all of them.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Alright, before we gotta go to the first, I just wanna like try a new thing here because you gotta
Sure.
stop in like 2 seconds.
Sure,
I'm gonna
sure.
rank off like 4 comedians. Just give me a scale of like no influence at all to like highly influential.
Oh, so you'll name
Yeah,
the
I'll just throw a
comics?
bunch at you.
Oh wow, okay,
Right? And
cool.
if you don't know them, just be like no influence at all. But if you're like, oh, this is like the most influential. Alright,
Sure,
start
sure.
with an easy one.
Okay.
Jim Carrey.
Okay, as a kid, I didn't find him funny.
As an adult?
Yeah, I think he's hilarious.
Okay.
I love what he does. I love his like earnestness, and I even love his dramatic acting, and I love his comedies. I think he's a genius.
What about like this unique personalities and characters?
Yeah. And I thought it was interesting that like he's almost like funny with his face first instead of just like words, which makes you think about like, oh, how can I be funny like pausing for a while or like doing some type of outlandish thing?
Interesting.
Because I find sometimes if I do something really outlandish or physical, it doesn't get a good reaction.
It's a very niche that you need to know that stuff.
Yeah, you gotta test
Alright,
it out.
Robin Williams.
Oh, as a kid, yeah. Robin Williams, that was hilarious as a kid. I love that guy so much. And his
Has he
high
influenced
energy
though?
style. I think so because he seemed to be, he would riff a lot, he would improvise a lot.
Got it.
I've also heard that a lot of it also seemed improvised.
Yeah.
He was just that good of a performer.
He's such an
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, anybody that could like riff like that, like and have high energy, and also those two examples are people that I think are really positive too, like they're uplifting,
yes.
and like comedy can be funny too when it's
Yeah.
put downs, but also I also really like what they
Let's
do
go
through
dark
their
then.
energy.
Dave Chappelle.
I don't know if Dave's is he that dark? I love
No,
Dave.
the question
I
is
love
influential
Dave.
to
Yeah.
non-influential.
Yeah.
Like
I
how
love
much?
Dave.
Yeah.
I love Dave. Like, yeah, for like even before Chappelle's show,
Yeah.
Killing Them Softly, for what it's worth, like those specials.
Oh, so you followed Dave's.
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
alright.
And just
Okay.
like watching his like slow rhythm, like again, like just
His
like
storytelling stuff.
yeah, his storytelling and just like his confidence on stage. And now it's even crazier. Like he was on Saturday Night Live doing a monologue,
Oh.
sitting smoking a cigarette.
I've never not seen him.
Yeah, and like halfway through his set, he made a point with his cigarette and he just threw it and kept going. And I was like, this is so cool, man. Like
He
who
owns
could
the
do
room.
that. Yeah, he owns the room. Everything is like so comfortable
Okay.
for him. Yeah.
Bill Burr.
Yeah, man. I love him too. Around 2011, I think, is when I was really into him.
Okay.
And one of my favorite bits from him is about about a helicopter. And he does it. A guy killed himself by jumping out of a helicopter. So he like got like a helicopter ride, like a tour of like some cities.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just jumped out. And Bill's done so many funny bits, but this bit was particularly good because he makes it funny from the perspective of the pilot, and then he makes it funny from the perspective of the guy jumping out. So he tells the story twice.
Yeah.
And it is kind of physical, like a Jim Carrey, which I thought was different for Bill.
Oh, yeah?
Because you don't see him. He usually is like angry rants.
Yeah, I don't picture him.
This is really physical.
He's a rage comic.
Oh yeah, he's kind of like acting it out physically. It's on that special. It's a black and white special. It might come to me later, but yeah.
So, all right, last one before the cut. Russell Peters.
Russell Peters, like I'm not as like up on. That's the thing. Like I know
No,
he's
he's growing up. Like
Yeah, like I-
2000? Was
I
he
knew-
famous here?
Yeah, I remember he had like a CTV special.
Oh.
And I think clips from that special he uploaded to YouTube when it first came out.
Yeah.
That's what made him blow up online.
Yep.
But yeah, he had this. You're gonna hurt really bad. Like he does his
He's the
dad's
accents.
voice.
Yeah,
the accents.
yeah, he's got the accents.
He had this bit about his dad like beating
No,
him.
you're gonna get hurt real bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
somebody gonna get hurt real bad. That was the thing.
So yeah, that was big.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that on TV, being like,
Yep,
"This
yep.
guy's hilarious," but I only really knew that bit.
Yep.
And like, I just wasn't like, honestly, as a kid, I wasn't really that bought in
Yeah.
on it. I was just like, okay, like that's
Just
a
the
very funny
influential-
bit.
Yeah.
But I was more into like
It's not my kind.
Chris Rock was probably like a big one. When I was a
okay,
kid,
okay.
like Bigger and Blacker and Bring the Pain were my two favorite specials.
Hey Bill, we're back. What's your process for creating material?
I like to drive around in the car and like just think about stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, I like to sit in the empty parking lots. You're really ringing to my
Yeah.
vibe here.
Yeah. Like I don't like to I do sometimes sit down and try to write stuff, like longer stuff, but I don't find I usually take that to the stage. I like to have like a cloud of an idea and then kind of like bring that up in front of an audience. And if it's a really good audience or like a lot of people there, and then maybe it's hitting really well, I like to watch that recording as like the seed of how I want to grow that act, versus like super writing it heavy and then like telling the audience like we're gonna like I'm trying to shoehorn it in, like this is the bit, like I need to like float it in like a cloud and let them kind of like influence it more. Yeah, so don't overwrite. But I do actually keep like a little notebook these days for not necessarily joke ideas, but if I'm like walking down the street and I hear something and I'm like, I want to use that as a detail. So this is more like a details thing. So like I have a joke, and one detail in the joke is a homeless guy, and he says, all dogs are pro-life and against abortion. And I walked by a homeless guy and he said that, and I was like, that has to go in the book.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that has to go in the book.
I'll find a place for it somewhere in the
Yeah,
book.
yeah,
Okay.
I saw a guy doing a push-ups in the Starbucks. I'm like, that goes in the book. You know, but I haven't said that except here, but I've never used that, but just the fact that it's in the book. So I'm like, what a great little detail of life, like a little spice.
So what I'm hearing is Toronto is excellent material.
Yeah.
Like just
Toronto's
walk
great.
around and you'll just get like a bunch.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you recommend the book thing for everyone? Because I've also been heard that as an artist, you just always have a book on you.
Yeah, I think so. Or just record a voice note, you know. I think there's different things for different people.
Okay.
And I've heard comics say the opposite of what I'm about to say, but I think reading books on craft and structure are really good.
Okay.
So there's books that like have like basic craft and like this is a setup, this is a punchline, this is a connector.
Yep.
This is the assumption you want them to have. Here's how you shatter it and create a second, like a new assumption or a new reality or story for them to see. But it has to make logical sense off the setup. But it can't be what they assumed it's going to be. You know what I mean? Like that.
So, but go back to why do you think it's controversial? Like, why do other comedians not agree with that?
Well, because like some comedians that are like way better than me, doing it way longer, are like, dude, just go up there, find your voice, find your funny. Don't worry about craft. Don't worry about technique. But as somebody that came out of music, I wasn't as technically proficient at music. I just kind of felt it and vibed out. But I think there's something to be said about when you learn how to play from a theoretical point, it changes how you like make songs. And I think you can get like faster pops through comedy if you learn like structure and craft from certain teachers. But I think the other comedians that say like, oh, forget all that, just be you on stage, just find your voice. I think that's like a good thing to say as it goes on. Because like I want to be able to make these crowds laugh and have these experiences of like how this joke works. But then eventually as I get older, I'll be like, but this is a joke that's more me. Like maybe I'll come up with something and it'll get a big laugh, but it's like, it's not the best joke for who I am because I'm trying to like have a voice that's specific to me, like, you know, like
your unique niche.
Yeah. Like I was saying, like Homer Simpson is an influence, right? Homer Simpson does really funny dumb jokes, but like they're really intelligent comedians that Homer could say a joke that's funny and intelligent. And I guess the only thing that would be good about that would be that it's breaking the pattern of his character. But generally, you wouldn't have Homer saying all this funny, witty shit. It's more like he's a buffoon, and you love that he's a buffoon. So it's like, I want to learn to like tell jokes really well, but then find my persona.
Play to your character. Like, what is your character?
Yeah, and like, that's true to me. Like, what do I want to say? And then that I think will take a long time.
And even if Homer is like intelligent, that's also the part of the joke. Like, nobody expects him to be intelligent.
Yeah.
Being smart, you're like, oh, that's weird.
That's funny. Yeah. But you wouldn't want him to be doing smart stuff all the time. It would change his whole identity.
Weird. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's I mean, when you remember the episode with them with the nose, what is it? Crayon in his nose.
Yeah, and he becomes a genius, right? Yeah, like hit something in his brain.
No, they took it out.
They took it out.
Yeah, and he put it back in because he didn't want to be smart.
Oh, right. So there was a crayon in his brain that they found that had been there his whole life or something. Yeah. They pulled it out, and he's like a total genius. Yeah.
He goes back to. I gotta watch this episode. But I have that same question for you as well. What do you think about his opinion on like the structure versus finding your voice? Like, do you want to go plain? It's open ground for all, or do you believe there's like, if you do find a structure, you are more better equipped for comedy?
I mean, I think structure is always set up in punchline. You gotta go back to that. That's like the
classic base roots. Okay.
Base roots, but then it's the character too. Like you who are you? And that's like almost anything you say kind of becomes part of it, right? That's because you can look at anything with a different perspective when you're. And I think there's a lot of funniness in that, but I don't know how to make that into like there's like new audiences don't know you. So at that point, when you're meeting new audiences, you kind of need the setup and punchline.
So follow structure when you don't know the audience, but if the audience knows your character, then you can play around, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
They kind of know who you are.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
know, like just like
They know your comedy. Yeah.
You know Homer Simpson.
But I think there's always a little bit of structure, even if they know you and like you,
Yeah.
right? If you don't have any jokes, after a while they'll be like, "This is just a guy talking."
Just ranting. He's just like, which happens to podcasts a lot of the time too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
When you don't have the structure about it, it's kind of like, okay.
But that's kind of the cool thing about podcasts too. Is like, because it's different than comedy, you can kind of step away from like being super jokey, even if you're talking about comedy or even if you're comedians.
But
or
also
whatever.
you have the time.
What's that?
You have the time. Like when you're on stage, you're limited, so you can't afford to just find the thing. But in podcasting, you can't. It goes on for like an hour, so you can kind of just like.
Find
a spot. Oh.
What's your current impression of the GTA scene?
Oh, like the Greater Toronto area?
Yeah.
It's good. I don't know.
I guess it's more comedy, the comedy scene here.
Well,
how is comedians in Toronto and the GTA like?
So I feel like
comedy
so like the most comedians I see in Toronto are when I'm a door guy at the comedy club, and that's a lot of like the headliners and the middle acts and the openers that are all coming through there. They blow my mind. They're hilarious. But I'm more now learning my voice. I'm doing a lot of open mics, but I find like we've been to a couple Toronto mics together, but for the most part, I like to go to other places. So because I have a car, I'm a Lyft driver, so I'm always driving. So sometimes I'll just be like, well, what's in Hamilton? Then I'll find like an awesome scene there and be like, well, I got to come back to here because it's like I'm always looking for a room that feels good to kind of grow and learn. And so that could be, and you keep discovering it when you have a car. So like I love Welland, like of all places. It's a pretty small place near Niagara. They have a place called Rose City Comedy Collective. And it's just such a great place to go and play and have fun. Kelly, who runs it, produces shows too. And his shows are always packed. So you can even go for an open mic at one of Kelly's shows, which, in Toronto, you may not have anybody watching you, just comics. You might have the whole town, it feels like, of Welland at an open mic. So it's like 40 people in this small room and you're up there telling jokes. So I'm like, I want to go back to that. You know what I mean? Or like Hamilton, there's like so many awesome rooms. Kitchener, Waterloo. And I started to discover all these places. Collingwood, I'm doing Collingwood on Friday. And it's actually kind of like an amateur comedy show. Like people have been doing it a year or two or three. But it's in this wicked brewery. And again, it's like, it feels like the whole town showed up. It'd be like 50, 60 people. And so I like the GTA, but even more, I just like Ontario.
Ontario in general?
Ontario in general.
That? Okay.
And if you're willing to drive, because people are always like, why would you drive so far to do an open mic? But like when you meet people there, then they'll say like, hey, I'm having a show. And the draw for the show in a small town is not the comedian, it's comedy itself. So you're like a new comic.
You're just going there to laugh.
Yeah, they're going there to laugh. So they don't maybe have nothing to do on a Friday. You go there, you're a new comic, and all of a sudden you're performing for 50 people. And I do some Toronto stuff. I don't do enough. There's so many good, funny people here. So I don't want to knock it or anything like that. But I just, sometimes it feels a bit saturated. There's a lot of comedians. There's a lot of options of shows to see. And maybe it's hard to get an audience in for some things, or you have to wait a long time to get on stage. And I've just had a lot of success going outside the city to then find book shows. So that's like, for me, is like...
That's you're gonna get.
Yeah. Bringer shows aren't something I enjoy much either. Like it's just you have to bring the audience. So.
Oh yeah.
So that's hard.
Yeah, that's pressure.
Like the one he says in Toronto, it does feel like you are in charge a lot about getting butts and seats.
Yeah.
But if you go to like places like Hamilton and Waterloo, small, like people are coming there for the guy for the weekend kind of cinch. Like you just go grab a beer and watch a guy make fun of something for like 25 minutes and I'm like,
absolutely.
So that's more easier to entertain because they're already open to the idea of like, oh, I want to laugh and forget my shit.
Yeah. And then in the city, like if I want to do a show, I try to get on like a club show, even if it's a pro-am or something like that. Like again, like Absolute Comedy. I'm meaning to do Yucksmore. I'm trying to get onto Yucksmore.
So for those who don't know comedy, what's a club show? What's the other?
Well, like so like an established club.
Okay.
People that go to that club know they're going there for comedy, right?
Got it. So standards.
Yeah, and then there's more indie shows which can be like in a brewery. So somebody might be at the brewery to have a beer and then discover comedy's happening. And they may be wanting to see comedy or not. Or
Interesting.
Which is fine, but like when you do a club show,
the club is dedicated people coming to watch this.
Yeah.
Brewery just like this is a cool thing.
Yeah, and like comedy's hard, but I think it is easier to perform for more people at a comedy club than like a bit less people at a bar.
Interesting.
Because like the focus isn't there. They're not.
They're
not
in and out. You may not get them.
Yeah.
On that one, I want to put a little bit on your story. I think you said you performed like what Senior Center's plays.
Oh yeah.
How was that? Because that's different from anything he said.
Yeah, because I asked seniors like if I could perform there.
Yeah.
And I performed there once. I did 30 minutes.
What?
And what is it? No one laughed. And then like between like 15 minutes in, one of the ladies asked if I sing.
No.
Yeah, so
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, how was that? Like,
well, old people. I don't know if. I don't want to diss old people, but they're not there for a laugh. Like even when you were there, like yeah,
it might kill them.
Like,
It might be their last laugh. No joke. Like, they just laugh so hard.
One of the old people cried when I did my jokes.
Yes.
And I don't know why, but it seemed to make him cry. So I was like, okay, I'll continue on. But I just did my whole thing. I
It's
just
so
didn't.
funny.
You know,
You know, the idea that you go and this comedian comes just doing jokes, and then halfway through the girl is like, when are you going to start singing? And so basically she hasn't even caught on that this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
But how does that feel? Like,
I mean, that
was like scary as hell, dude.
Yeah, that was brutal. But it's like, you know, I went in kind of knowing a little bit because
Yeah.
I did other like 15 minutes and stuff there.
Yep.
Because I asked if I could do it. And I
It's
just,
practice, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and that's
practice.
the payoff, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that is the payoff, I guess, if you want to
Yeah.
call it.
Because I think that reminds me of another level of what you were saying, where there's one place where everyone knows the comedy, the one place where people
Yeah.
just might be succumb to, but there's one place here where they just don't give a shit, and you're just like,
Oh yeah.
they're like dead room, emptiness, and you're just like keep going.
Yeah.
So 3 different stages.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
I mean, that's
That's
my
so
worst gig I ever did. What about you?
I did one. It was like a community center, but it was in like a rural town, so it was all farmland. It was outside. It was in Ontario. I think it was Ennis something.
Guinness?
No, Ennis.
Ennis.
Or Elora. I can't even remember the name of it. But basically, they had a really small community center, and all like the farmers and their couples came to watch comedy that night. And
Exactly what you want, yeah.
yeah, and I had done really well that Wednesday in the city. I was in Toronto, and I was talking about like dating and being single. And I got up on stage, and I was doing this like dating, being single, putting yourself out there, having like just meeting somebody, whatever, and no laughs at all, pure quiet. And then at some point, I just questioned like, who here is under 30? And like no one clapped, and I was like, 40? Like no one clapped. And then 50, and some people were clapping, and 60, and I kind of looked around, and I was like, this is insane. Like to be, all my materials about dating and being single and being in a city, and these people are like, I met my wife when I was 6 years old across from the farm, and we've been married ever since. And I'm just like, well, fuck.
Dating was one of those new age slang things. when
Yeah.
They started. They probably didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, they I was like an alien, and I only had to do 10 minutes, but I was doing some weird bits at the end involving poetry and harmonica playing, and it was humiliating because they already weren't laughing. And I'm like, well, now I'm going to go from like my standard comedy to my weird stuff. So I just transitioned to weird stuff, and it was just pure silence. But it was the whole town because they were like, oh, there's comedy happening. But this was not something I was used to, like the rural, the age, the lifestyle, their marital status. They're all married for like 30 or 40 years, and I just couldn't really suss it out till I was up there. I was like, this is crazy. There was a 20-year-old in the audience, and they were made known at one point. I was like, all right.
One guy.
Yeah.
One guy is like going, this is
One guy gets it.
perfect.
Yeah.
So this thing on the way back from there, how did it feel like that?
So embarrassing,
Your
man.
entire form of validation
Yeah.
was rejected. To
Yeah, because
nothing.
I was opening, but there was a headliner who went up. Her name's Kate Davis, and she crushed. And what I watching her it's like you can't make up for experience, all that experience.
It wasn't
plus
the crowd because the crowd
being
was
funny.
laughing.
The crowd was just dying off her stuff. But I think what it was is what I didn't know how to do was how to make it more universal. So she's talking about like motherhood, and like there's mothers in the audience. She's talking about being married for a couple decades or whatever. That's in the audience too, and just man.
Right.
You just know when like you're I was punching above my weight class even being on that show at that point. Like I didn't know what I was doing, but it's a craft too, right? So if you've been in the game like her, like she knows what she's doing,
For a decade or whatever.
Yeah.
How long-
Yeah.
And it's always finding relatable material. Like
Yeah.
my therapist told me to find more relatable material, and I'm like, I sit in empty parking lots.
Yeah.
trying to come up with material. I don't think that's
That's the solution. I want to segue and pitch that question to both of y'all. So in that example that you mentioned, like, do you think it's possible for every comedian to find that range, or do you just think there are certain situations where like this is not my audience, I'm out? Like, do you think you could have won over that crowd if you had known, or do you just think this is just not for me, I can't do it? Because you're not married, okay, like she had all these ins with them. Like, do you think it's possible for comedians to figure that out?
I think so. Like, idealistically, I think so. Because in the end, it's like we all have like the same feelings. Yeah. We all have the same things that make us feel. So, if you're talking about relationships, like to parents, you know what I mean? Like that, I think is more universal. It's less dependent on your geography and more dependent on your your biography or your biology or your family and stuff like that. I think that's kind of like a winning formula. Okay. Just getting more universal, but it's hard. It's hard because
especially because like people like us, we might not know like the dad stuff or the parent stuff, or like that's the thing. Like, so how do we relate to parents in the crowd? How do we relate to like college kids, right? Because now at this stage of life, we're different. But so my question was more like, do you think every comedian can do that, or at some point do you just like relegate to be like, okay, I'm this age, I'm going to talk to 30s because they'll get me because that's my comedy. If the teenagers don't get me, it's fine because I'm not cool enough for them. If the older people don't get me, it's fine because I haven't lived their experience. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, or is there like something that's easy enough that everyone? It's like,
I think laughter is universal. So there's a little bit of part of you that kind of goes, you can get everybody.
Everybody aligned on the same thing. Okay.
Like on certain things, but I mean, there's always going to be topics that people don't relate as well. Like even. Like immigrants don't relate to the same things that
people
someone who's lived here all their lives. So it's just there's always going to be something that's different, but at the same time, laughter is universal. So you can always get them, but I don't know if you can build an audience with.
That's true. I like that. Don't rely on that to make your audience. But I like the thing that you said is. The core of that is some human expression. Whatever you talk about, like not fitting in, maybe is a core expression. Whether you're an immigrant or someone from here, there's a feature of not fitting in. So if you can find a way to come there, I think that's relatable. But I think that's what most comedians may not know completely.
And you're an immigrant, so like so am I. But like you're a more recent immigrant. What do you feel about the comedy scene?
I do see it because I've done a lot of shows where it's like sometimes I just won't get the comedy from here because I'm not from here. Right. Like the same thing with Dsouza as we talked about. Like I saw him in India, so I found his jokes very funny. Yeah. But then only when I came here and watched him now, I'm like, oh, now I get the square one joke. Like you make a joke with square one, I'm like, oh, that's a Mall Mississauga. Now I know the details of it. But here I feel a lot more is because I haven't grown up here. Like I won't get hockey jokes. I won't get like Leaves fans jokes. Like I get the gist of it, but I've not grown up here to that culture that I'll miss out. Right. But with the immigrant jokes, what I felt is in the crowd, like audiences feel scared to laugh. Right. Because they're like, I don't know if this is like funny. Even though the immigrants laugh because we're like, we know what you're doing. We know you're making fun, and it's good. It's taken in jokes. But people who are here, they're so scared that if I find this funny, everyone's gonna look at me and be upset. And I think I went to the stand-up club where there was this Arab guy, and he was making Arab jokes. And me and my buddies we're all laughing. It's really funny. Like it's really funny, stupid jokes. But all the other people in the crowd were just scared. They're like, I don't know if I should laugh. This seems a little like, I don't know if he can make a terrorist joke and is it funny? But he clearly accepted it. Like he was just like running on his own culture. So I feel that's the case with the immigrant stuff. I feel immigrants are more comfortable like taking their own like race and nationality and making jokes out of it and humor. For sure. But the audience here is not trained to laugh at that yet. They're a little uptight. I think that's with the cancel culture thing, but also because you're scared. You're scared of being judged. But outside, it would kill. Like, in a place where, like, because we know a joke is a joke. And I'm like, I'm not going to get offended. I'm not going to take you seriously, man. You're just doing your bit.
No, that's a good point. I think it's because you're in a public space, everyone's together. So you might want to laugh. But then you're like, well, you're also conscious that there are other people here seeing me laugh. What will they think later if I'm trying to present like a certain persona? And then it's like, but you know what I really laugh at. You know?
So that I've noticed in clubs as an immigrant. Like because if you watch something at home, it's fine, you can laugh at anything. But if you watch here, you're more conscious.
But that you kind of want to get those people to laugh a little bit.
That's the fun part.
Because they also want to laugh. So you're trying to help them, you know.
And that is one of the best validations because you're like, if you notice a person who's like holding back and suddenly you do get them to laugh, you're like, this is it. This is the joke. I think you have a very good joke like that. It was a good joke about a girlfriend with schizophrenia. I'm saying it wrong. And that I think is one of the funniest things because everyone's like so confused until the punchline drops. And then everyone just is so disarmed that they just laugh. So, which is good.
I don't know if I want to repeat the joke.
No. Save it for the people on the show. Come see Johann. He'll do that joke whenever he's doing. Like we tease. Want to get deep with this one?
Yeah. Do I have a choice?
Do you think have you heard comedy is a crutch?
Comedy is a
People
crutch?
use comedy to kind of deal
Yeah.
with tough emotions, or something so tragic happens to you that you're just trying to jump into it. Before I get to it, I don't want to get to see.
Yeah.
So how does it help? How does comedy help you all be a defense mechanism, if it does?
I don't know. I think you see it when people use comedy as a crutch when it's they're hurting emotionally or something, and you try to talk to them, but they're giving you a joke. That's when comedy is a crutch. But I wouldn't say it's in every situation a crutch. I think it's a pretty great thing.
So you're talking about deflection,
deflection. Like people are deflecting with comedy.
But that's not what you believe in. That's not what.
I hope I don't do that much.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I hope I if there is something tough bothering me, that I would not make jokes about it. Maybe on stage if there's some funny stuff coming up. But I just mean you've met certain maybe family members who you're oh, they always deflect. They cannot. Or a friend, you try to call them on their shit, but they will keep it as a joke, and you're it's not.
Once you can see deflection, anybody's deflection you can see. You're oh, you're deflecting, I guess.
Yeah, and it doesn't help them.
Yep.
I feel it's bad for them. But sometimes people think all comedy is deflection or something. It's no, it's.
This is an art.
It's it's just fun.
Where do you feel it, Johann? How do you use comedy in your
I think I do use it to deflect a lot.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Right here, yeah.
I use it, but it's good. I mean,
why is humor good as a deflector?
Because it's great. You can deflect anything off of you, right?
But what if you don't? You want to be seen?
What?
Okay.
What doesn't stick to me, it sticks to you, or whatever.
This guy's singing empty parking lot. He doesn't want to be seen, bro. He just want to be just deflect, look away.
Don't you want to be seen sometimes? That's really going on, or something like that.
Yeah. But you do have to talk about it. I mean, to really deal with the issue, but you're not going to deal with it with. No offense, well, I think you're a great friend, but you wouldn't deal with it with certain friends you would deal with it, right? You go to therapy or something.
True.
Certain things you want to deal with it with certain people. And when other people bring it up, you kind of want to just deflect and be I get it.
Okay, that's good. Being selective with it. Yeah, that's good. You don't want to open up to everybody.
So I guess you're the one that
I would open up to you.
Hey, thank you. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So.
Okay, so you do believe it. Humor is deflection.
Yeah.
But with Bill, it's more sink into it.
Because I feel we have a therapist-patient energy.
Jeez.
I hope I'm not, putting you on blast. But I feel you can tell me things, and I can recommend a substance to try. I'll be you should probably take some beer tonight if you're going to be socializing here. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Smoke a little weed, not too much weed. Make you a little paranoid.
Yeah, I get paranoid.
Call me in the morning.
I'll call you.
You can do it.
All right. I have your number. I'll call you. I'll make sure to tell you how everything's going.
Okay. Don't overcall. I'm busy. I got other people.
You got other people.
Yeah.
Other people deflecting
things.
Yeah. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you use humor to deal with tough situations. Clearly, there was an issue now. Nobody's addressing. But I'm here at my convenience. Yeah.
There's no issues. What are you talking about?
That was perfect. That was deflection in action.
You have incense here. You put into this thing. I'll explain how this works. Well.
Okay.
So what you do is you put an incense in there, and then you burn it, and then you put it back on, and it comes out like exhaust.
No. Do you have a job right now? Are you putting too much time into these toys?
I don't have a job, but this is my life. Well, yeah.
Would you consider selling that on eBay and maybe getting a bit more serious with life?
Let's go to the next question.
Okay.
Unemployed Tuesday from me, not Tuesday. But again, we're talking about humor and tough situations. Does it ever push you to a point where you're I want to quit? I don't want to do this anymore. I need this to be just mine. Anybody can answer,
man.
Have you thought of quitting?
People say nobody quits comedy, they leave comedy.
What does that mean?
It's just they just disappear because it's such an exhilarating high going up there and doing it, and it's just it's a rush. After you do it, you don't want to quit. It's almost like quitting a drug.
Even if you're not getting responses, even if you're being heckled, it's still a rush.
Yeah, even then it's still kind of a rush.
Do you agree?
Yeah, it's weird. I remember sometimes when I was newer, I'd go up and not get a lot of laughs, but just having people smile at you and like hearing you out, you feel like they're laughing. And then you get off stage and you watch the tape and you're like, oh. But even that feeling feels amazing. Being like, I killed. And you could be totally delusional. Maybe you didn't kill at all. Yeah. But like it's, and then when you do well, you do, let's say, kill, that's like.
The rushes.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, and then
what do you think about his thing of like people don't quit, they leave? What does that mean to you? Comedians don't quit comedy, they leave.
Well, I've seen that. Like we're like people we know who are like, you know, sort of like friends of ours, and then you're like, where have they been? It's been like months and months and months, and then sometimes they return, like a planet in orbit. It comes back, and oh, they're back. You know.
Yeah, they're back.
Yeah.
So you're sadly cursed with comedy for life. Is what I'm hearing. It's like an incurable thing inside you.
Yeah.
And I guess you only just take a break from the public display of it, but it's always.
Hopefully,
inside, like it doesn't go away.
Yeah, hopefully. Is that how you feel too, or how do you feel about it?
I feel sad because when you present yourself, you have to correct yourself or have that structure and stuff. But when it's just by yourself, like I make myself laugh a lot. Sometimes I'll notice a weird shit in the TTC and I'm like, I'll make a random joke that only I will get.
Yeah.
So I think that doesn't go away. If you find a way to look at the world comedically, that's a blessing and a gift. But when you have to actually present it, and if someone doesn't get it, you're not even at a stand-up show, like at a party. Like there's like 6 strangers and you make a joke and nobody laughs. Or they all give you that eye, they're like, what the fuck is that? And then you're just like, shit, I just bored. Like that was really funny to me, but clearly this is the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel in the sense of I won't quit being funny to myself.
Yeah.
But it's just when I have to go on stage, that part I may quit. To like put myself in an image that works for the audience.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do agree. I feel that more than artists, I don't think the voice never stops.
Yeah.
It's like this thing that's like
There's something you want to get it out there somehow, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's episodes where you go through where you feel like, oh, I don't want to come up with anything right now.
Yeah.
But after the episode passes, you kind of like, or you end up just doing a show for whatever reason. After that, it's like, oh, it's the rush again.
Yep.
And it just comes back, and you just want to go back.
Also, like the feeling of like when you feel like you're getting better, like the feeling of progress.
Yeah.
Where sometimes there's like the rush, and there's also the longer term view of like, oh, I've been getting better this month. I feel like I'm getting better, a little bit better. Like that has its own like slow burn of like dopamine or something. It's like that's really exciting.
Do you know guys know Rowan Atkinson? That kind of reminds me of that one kind of.
Yeah. Mr. Bean, like
Mr. Bean,
yeah.
So his saying is pretty much like what comedians do. Their special power is they have learned this ability to just look at every kind of tragedy and make it comedic. I think Charlie Chaplin also said version of this, but Mr. Bean is just that. Like his whole life is a mess. Like he's nothing. It's so funny because everything he does, like making a piece of toast or just driving for his driver's test, he's able to see that tragedy and that really bad stuff that people are scared of as funny. And he says most comedians do this so naturally, and it's a gift.
Yeah, totally.
Like he's kind of made his whole job out of it, which is really funny.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that recently. Like when something really emotional happens in my life, those are usually the best places to write from, but they're not always sure where you find the joke. Like I had one about like the fire alarm went off in my girlfriend's building and she wanted to save the cat. There was no fire, but we didn't know for sure. I said we got to get the hell out of here, but she was trying to prioritize the cat. But like the longer it was taking her to get the cat in the bag, the more tense I was getting because we could die. But anyway, it ended up becoming a joke where I'm not telling it right, but basically I throw my girlfriend in the bag and get the hell out of there. But when that happened, there were so many other things that I was going to joke about in that situation that kept coming up to me that I don't use. But just because I was so emotional about that situation that I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about it with energy. Like I would think of it with energy and what the hell?
It's charging you up.
Yeah. And that's I think when people say they turn like their pain or whatever into comedy, because like, even in the moment, I was like, this is probably going to be pretty funny. Like, this will probably work.
And I think people, like, this is a good segue to our next question. Like, people who are not, like, trained to do this, they think that you're desensitizing or making that tragedy less. Yeah. But it's not that. It's not like you don't understand the seriousness of a fire alarm.
Yeah.
It's just in the moment, you're like, it is happening. Let's just try to have some fun out of it or comedy out of it without, like, diminishing the actual tragedy that is there.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like,
and maybe
they can happen together.
A lot of painful things should maybe, one could argue, be diminished.
Yeah.
In a way, like they happen, you don't forget.
But life goes on.
But yeah, life goes on, and like, at some point you can't mourn everything, and you gotta like, keep it moving. you know.
I remember this at my grandfather's funeral too when I was a kid. Like I thought everyone would be sad and stuff.
Yeah.
But after the funeral in the night, it's just all the brothers and sisters drinking, making jokes,
That's
and
awesome.
telling stories. And I'm like, okay, they're coping, they're making fun and comedy, but they're not like making the actual incidents like any less. They're still being nice about it, but it's a sad thing. We all know it's a sad thing. So I think it's that kind of balance you all find well, where you're like, shit sucks, but it's also funny.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's a good thing. The next question, like maybe for both of you, like, what is someone who's not in the scene? What did they not realize about comedy or like performing or just like doing comedy, like a layman? Who wants to go?
What do they not realize? I mean, I mean, everyone is a layman. Like I was a layman, you know. Like,
yeah, but now you're a master of the arts.
I guess you could say that. But I mean, what didn't I would have to ask myself, what didn't I realize back then?
No. Another question. What does he not know about comedy? He's a layman. What do you think is something that'll surprise this person about like something you told me about the thing about like being the door person there. You don't realize after comedians just go and like drink and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what a comic's life is like. So tell me something like that where I'm like, oh, this is surprising.
Oh, I think...
Or maybe it's shittier than it actually is. You'll just like cope with it way better.
I don't think it's shitty. I don't think it's shitty. Okay, cool. So even like starting out can be tough.
Yeah.
But like I don't find it shitty. Like I think other people would see it and probably think it's shitty though. You don't get paid. You're driving around probably, or you're waiting around to do stuff.
You're probably like eating shit like food or like eating pizzas, drinking. Yep.
Yeah, and you do find difficult personalities come across.
A lot, yeah.
But I still don't think I still like it a lot. Like I don't think about that a lot.
So what I'm understanding about that is every layman doesn't know that every comedian wants to be there.
Like not every. I don't know.
Oh, no,
does
really?
everyone? I don't know because like.
They want to be there. Right?
Yeah.
Like even though you feel like you're playing a shitty persona, you still want to be there doing that.
Yeah.
You're not complaining about life. You want to be a character on stage complaining about life.
I
think laymen don't get that. Comedians are like messed up people, but they also are very much. They want to be where they are.
Yeah.
Am I close?
Yeah.
Sure, I think so.
Did you think of an answer?
I think you told us the answer.
No, that's what I interpret from his answer. I was just like, is there anything else like It's not as glamorous as it sounds.
Yeah, it's not glamorous at all. Like I read I'm reading Doug Stanhope's book right now. It's not.
What's it called?
This is not fame.
Okay.
And he's talking about his, his experience in comedy. And it's all describing almost his own delusional, thoughts and everything, and how he how he handles with comedy.
So where's the payoff? What does he say?
I don't.
You haven't got there
yet. He talks about the payoff once where he couldn't get to the payoff because he was taken off the stage. Like he was telling a joke, and before he could get to the punchline, he was taken off stage. So comedy is it's so random. It's just out there. You don't know what you're dealing with. So it's just.
That's cool.
That's a good thing. Comedy is unpredictable. Like there's no one story.
There's no payoff.
I always felt it too. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's cool. I like that. Yeah.
I was gonna say like what I liked about it was that it's unpredictable. So like I would think of like my car when I first got a car. I think of it as like a ship, and that I was like a pirate. This is really cheesy, but a pirate going to different ports, meeting crazy people, having adventures, maybe being chased out of town. That's how like my brain saw some of my experiences of going here and going there. So like to me, it's like if you just like have a framework for how you're seeing like the chaos that can come up, then you're like this is supposed to be had. This is what's supposed to happen. Pirate's life for me.
It kind of reminds me of that sense of like Kevin Smith. So I read a book. He's a famous director. Like he makes a lot of indie stuff. So he was talking about like art, and one of the lines in his book was like, "There's no money in art." So you're trying to get into it because you're gonna be rich and famous. Try not to. But there's a lot of stuff like that where life just becomes funnier and fun. Yeah. If you're just able to be like, "Oh, I'm driving around on a pirate ship." Like that's just pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I like the thing that you said. There's no payoff, like in the sense that traditional, because normal people who don't know this, they think you're gonna be the next like stand-up comedian, like selling out. Yeah. But it was never the goal. The goal is just to be the guy on a weekend to make someone laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, you want the other thing too, but that's always in the back of your head, kind of driving your ego, I guess. But
to reach that level of fame.
Yeah.
But I think that depends because you all both have different frameworks on that. That's why I'm like, his is more like he's comfortable at this stage. Yeah. Yours is more like I still have that same, which is good.
It's just I have to manage that because that's my ego. Right. That's just my ego wanting rapid fame. So it's like you gotta kind of manage that and be like, no, I don't want. That's not what's
That's not the real goal.
Yeah, that's not the real goal. Just enjoy the journey, kind of.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is the goal, kind of, a little bit.
Nice. Want to add anything more? Do you want me to like buzz up? All right.
Yeah.
All right. It's been 5 years since lockdown. I don't know what happened when.
Oh, really?
That's not the question. Yeah. Oh, as time of this episode, shit, we dated it now. Now we can't see this in 50 years and be like, oh, that was timeless.
But what lockdown? Because there could be new lockdowns.
Yeah.
New
It's
viruses.
been some time since the most recent time that we all had to stay indoors.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to like pitch that in a more general sense of like going further back. What in the last couple of decades, how have you seen the comedic scenes change? Like I remember at one point there was this thing of like you can't joke about 9/11. Well, that was like as soon as it happened, maybe for a decade you couldn't. Like that was just a topic that was off limits, right?
Yeah.
But I want to ask you all in general like that. Have you seen the comedic landscape change? Are there things you can't joke about now, or do people not care about it? Do you all worry about being cancelled? Do you worry that if you say one wrong thing that someone doesn't approve of, you're plastered on the internet, you can't do it?
I don't think we're at the stage where we need to care. Like
Yeah.
at least I'm not at that stage
Yeah.
because what are they gonna cancel me from? Like an open mic,
No, but do you worry that you can get there? You see fame in your future, but one day.
Yeah, that's just.
And the problem with that is I care about it because as an artist as well, I'm like I could have 10 years of work, but one day I say the wrong joke and they can just take me out. That used to be my fear. Now I'm over it. Now I'm more like you all, where I'm like nobody's watching. But at one point, I was like, was this always a thing for comedians? I don't think it was. Like in the 70s and 80s, because nothing was recorded. So you could genuinely make all the shit you want. It was just only those 50 people gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I don't know if I signed up for the whole world hearing this joke out of context.
Mm.
And now I'm like, you don't know. But anyway, that's a new thing I've noticed in the 5 years. Like, so I'm just wondering, like, how have you seen comedy change and evolve?
But wasn't there a comic, I forget his name now, he's like a famous comic that was taken off stage because he was using the F word and, he was being profane. And he fought for freedom of speech.
Oh, do you mean Lenny Bruce? Like back in the day?
Yeah, thank you, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So people who don't, I don't know, so give me a little insight. Like, what is that?
Well, that was like a different era. That was like, I think
Yeah.
it was like the 60s, maybe the
So
early
what happened?
60s, or maybe late 50s. He was cursing on stage, and if you did that, that was public indecency back then. So you could go to jail.
And he did.
I think he did go to jail. He had a lot of trials, and eventually he kind of burnt himself out because he had so many legal battles. He wasn't making sense anymore. But yeah, he was a lot about like freedom of speech. But like I think like
That's a good example of what I'm trying to say. Like since
Yeah.
then to now, like now that's not even a thing. Like cursing on stage, like I don't.
not
think
cursing, but
that's
like I think
Yeah.
there's fear about being canceled for saying like the socially like the wrong thing or whatever. But I don't know if that's as realistic as people think. Like you can say something that upsets a group of people.
It's only on the internet. It's fake.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean like that you can't find another group of people that want to hear you.
Got it. Okay.
That don't think you're as awful as this one group is saying you are because of what you said. Like I think freedom of speech.
So
is
that's all. What
important.
about stuff that's off topic?
Like what?
Like your example, back in the 50s, cursing was off topic.
Yeah.
Now in the times it's changed, right? Are there things that when you grew up in the 90s, you saw comedians making jokes that now are off topic? Or the other way around, where you're like,
Yeah.
you couldn't joke about this, but now I can because now it's fine. Like depression now, like now you can kind of make jokes about mental health.
Yeah.
Because it is funny and people know it. But I think maybe 15 years ago as well, like you couldn't because either the people don't even know that's a thing.
Yeah.
Or they're not ready to like joke about it because they're like, no, don't joke about depression. But now you're like, no, you can because people are open about it. So that's an example.
I
Yeah.
think it's more the lack of knowledge that's
Yeah.
the problem. Like then you're just making references nobody understands.
Or they take seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's always like there's everyone's different, and
Okay.
you're gonna offend some people no matter what you say. You could be talking about balloons, and they'll be like, "My dad died of balloons." I don't know.
Someone's dad did have balloons on the show, like on the audience, and be like, I'm offended, I'm going to leave a comment. But okay, do you want to go a little bit deeper? I have an idea then. Like, can I pitch stuff and you can be like, I would say this off topic or not?
Maybe, I don't know.
Not even for you, in the scene. Okay, let's say something about disabled people. Like, do you make fun of that? Can you make fun of that? Or is that not a thing?
I tried and I got in trouble quite a bit because I saw a disabled lady going down the street in a wheelchair, electric wheelchair, quite fast. And she was trying to run into people and she was laughing and trying to run her car into people who were jumping out of the way. And I was with my girlfriend at the time. And I think it just dawned on me like, oh, I never knew I'd hit a disabled woman. Like I would if I have to. I'll have to. And I gotta knock her out. Like I gotta knock her out hard. And it was just, and it was very true in that moment. Like if she came at us, then I would have had to like attack, like defend.
Yeah.
And he'd be basically punching a lady in an electric wheelchair. I thought it was very funny I didn't know how to explain it because every time I explained it, people were like, "Not cool, bro." But I'm like, "Listen, I had to.
In a way, you're treating her fairly. Like whether you're that or not, if it's you or me, I am gonna come for you.
If I let my girlfriend get hit by a woman in a wheelchair, I'd never hear the end of it. I'd never hear the end of it.
But going back to you said you tried that and it failed. So what
I didn't try to hit her. But I would have if she came close.
I would have been like, oh damn.
I would have, man.
But what about that joke? Like, how did that make you? Like, what was your?
When I did the joke,
there
happened to be people in the audience that were also in wheelchairs.
Dude.
And they were okay with it, but it was other people were like, "You can't do that."
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I'm like, "But listen, I'm just trying to explain." And the thing is, I don't know. I'm just trying to explain. And it doesn't. And then people come back and say, "That's wrong. Stop that." And I might do it again. Man.
Okay.
But no, I actually didn't think about that bit until now. But I had forgot about that bit. But yeah, I stopped doing it because I was like, well, people are uncomfortable. I'm not really connecting. I'm not getting the jokes I want.
The people you were actually supposedly making fun of are enjoying it. Like you said, those people.
I assume. I didn't actually.
Okay,
they didn't really say either or.
Okay. But you're just like safer not to do it.
Yeah, but I remember just that when that moment happened, I'm like, this is a special moment, like in life, because it gave me a new thought, and it was like not a great thought, but I was like, I still think that's the best thought in that situation, because I can't just talk to them like, hey, can you please stop running your car into people like a psycho? Like that's not the best thing. Yeah, you broke my girlfriend's legs. Could you not? Like no, you gotta kapow. You gotta hit him back.
Oh my god.
Like Batman. Pow.
Did this man? You have any disabled jokes?
No.
Now's the time.
No. I did have an R-word joke that I.
See, there we go. Clearly, is that off topic?
Just laughing. Is that R-word?
Is that like a no thing, or can you say it?
Like the thing is, your intent is always to make them laugh, right? And if it's not getting people to laugh, then you kind of naturally stop wanting.
Phase it out.
Yeah, phase it out. So it's like. If I could get the timing right, maybe it would have worked.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, so I had to phase it out.
So that's an interesting thing of like.
His N-word joke is hilarious.
Yeah.
Why do you tell it?
Yep.
Not sure.
You
Okay.
to get the timing right.
Catch this guy yuck for the N-word joke. That's the thing. That's an important thing I want to ask. Like, do y'all ever like retire jokes? Y'all phase them out, stuff like what y'all said. Like, you're like, oh, this is done. I'm done with this.
Yeah, but not necessarily because it's like offending people, but it's just like not moving people.
Bombing.
Yeah, and sometimes like I had like a joke that was working for a while, like about a year ago, and it just slowly got less and less of a pop.
I was going to ask, like, how do you know when to retire one? Like,
I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe you can bring it back. Maybe you can like chop it up and kind of remix it and make it work again. But yeah. Right now, like some of my bits that just like got less and less impact, they exist somewhere, but I don't bring them out. Like I might bring them out
they've had
later.
Their time.
Yeah. Maybe they'll come back. Like it's sad though because you're like it's so hard to come up with a bit. So if it's working, then it's not working after a while. It's just like like that's.
It's something you did. It's just.
Well, probably is something I did.
No,
I just don't understand. It's like because it was working, less so.
I have a theory, but I'm gonna have like Johann answer the same question. Have you retired jokes?
Yeah, I think I have because either it just never worked or I don't know if you would even call them jokes then.
Yeah.
But or I just retired them because like him, it kind of like it worked maybe once or twice, but maybe they were drunk. I don't know. So you end up kind of retiring them. Yeah.
But do you also need my hunch is like do you feel it's retired when you no longer feel like you're passionate about it? Like you said you did that joke for a year and a half now. It's stale material to someone like you.
Yeah.
So you might not even be delivering it in the way that the first time you did it, you might have been so into it. You're like, oh, this joke is killing and I'm going to go. But now like, oh, I know this joke will kill. And that itself is affecting how you deliver it.
I wish like, even if I lost the passion for a joke, if it made people laugh and I knew all the moves, I would do that forever.
Got it.
Like even I would get over the fact that I'm not passionate about it anymore. But I would just because like when I see like the more pro comedians at the club, like when I'm watching them on stage and I've seen them year in year out doing the same jokes and watching them hit and they can do it in their sleep, I feel like they're not passionate about the joke itself, but just the fact that they have an act that's working and they're getting like a result. That would be sick. But yeah, that would be sick. But yeah, it bums me out if I have something that works and then it doesn't work after a while because I don't understand that. The riddle of that yet. I'm like, what the hell?
I remember once when I met you and when I met another friend of my stand-up, like the first like 4 or 5 years of like a comedian's life, maybe you can validate this or not, is just to find that the 45 minutes. Like the 45 minutes that just work, like you said, like that's just one joke that you said that guy, but if you can find that entire set that works, then you'll stick to it forever because you're like, it does work. Is that still true? Is that like, do you feel it's validation?
Yeah, I think somewhat true. Yeah,
Okay.
because you do want that 45 minutes. And
But that could take 2 years, 5 years.
Yeah, that will take a while to actually get there. I mean, you can always talk for 45 minutes. Just but to have material that hits.
Like, is genuinely hitting.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do because you're coming up with material, like you said, it's hard.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes it's topical, that topical issue is gone. Sometimes it's like only meant for a certain audience, but your crowd is not that audience. So it's just finding that 45 minutes that can work with anybody.
Yeah.
Like, do you all have anyone like that? Like anyone you can remind me of, like comedians?
Well, I was thinking about like a lot of them, but I would probably go with like maybe an older comedian like Simon Rakoff.
I don't know that.
So Simon Rakoff is like a Toronto-based comedian, and I see him at Absolute all the time, and I think he's been doing comedy since the 70s.
Oh.
Yeah, but I saw him perform last week at Absolute. He did a whole week. He was headliner, and he got, like, I had never seen a week of comedy that good. In terms of, like, each crowd consistently was roaring for him, and the openers that week, too. We had all these good openers come up and open as well. But I've heard him do a lot of those jokes for the whole time I've worked as a door guy at the club. And I've seen it, like, sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But the strength in them, it's like it's like a nickel, like it's strong, like it can't be broken. Like, you get a quarter you've had, it's from the 70s, and it still works. They'll still pay for stuff. Like this guy's stuff, like it's the good thing about Simon Rakoff, I think, is he's economical. So his setup has like no extra fat on it. The punchline's simple, and you can get laughs every 5 seconds consistently. And I even joke sometimes that, like, if you go up to him and say at the club and say, hey, we need you to do 8 minutes and 13 seconds tonight, go, okay, and he'll just do that.
And he has exactly 8 minutes. He knows.
Yeah, like that's like sort of the joke of it, but like basically that's the impression he leaves. Is he's such a tactician, and he's been doing it a long time, and I know he's a great writer, but like he can take stuff he's written from before, and if it still works, it still works. Like, yeah.
So I think taking back to what we're discussing in the start of the thing is like just knowing the structure and the rules. I think he just studied it for so long that it's got down to a science.
Yeah.
Like I know exactly the setup, the structure, the payoff, and I know exactly how much time it takes. So if you tell me I have 8 minutes, I immediately can pick up like 6 jokes that exactly fit that and work, and they're funny.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's what impression I'm getting from Simon Rakoff.
Simon Rakoff, yeah. And one last thing I'll say that I always notice he says after he does stand up, like at the end of the night, he goes, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. And we're like, why? Why, Simon? He's like, because I get to do this. Stand up. It's not about the money. It's and it's like, that's cool. Like, that's why I think someone like him who gets older stays funny, because he's like meant to still be doing it.
You wouldn't get that far if you didn't have this.
Yeah, like maybe someone who's doing it as long as him would be more tired and would peter out, or wouldn't be having literally the week I saw him do every night, he just was like roaring. And everyone was roaring at him with laughter. And and after I just noticed he loves to be there, because I think like some people might get good at comedy and then they don't love it anymore, and then they start to suck. And that's fine that they suck, and maybe they should start to leave because it's not, they want to find something else.
Anymore, yeah.
But it's fun for him and it shows. And so that's
okay.
Yeah.
You have an example? Like I like that thing of Simon Rakoff. Yeah.
No, I mean, not that I can think of. No.
Okay.
What was the question again?
What's the payoff? Okay, fine. It's just more like, now I was thinking of like in terms of retiring a joke, and then you wanted the segment of like, he's like, sometimes you never need to retire them because this guy has been working since the 70s and he just found the jokes. He probably did retire them, but he's got that sense of like, it's more about like he enjoys doing them so much that the crowd itself is enjoying it.
Yeah.
I feel with y'all, it's like, I've not seen you perform much, but I've seen you perform, and for you, it's like the sense of enjoyment isn't there. You might be enjoying it, but it's not coming up there. You're more like, I'm delivering the jokes.
I try to be straight when I'm up.
Yes.
I don't.
Is that a character, or is that you?
After a certain point, I've said the jokes enough times that it's not. I'm not. What am I laughing at my own? Why would I laugh at my own jokes at that point? Right?
Since we're in the deep and personal section, let me get into like, are you having fun?
Yeah.
Doing the shows, like the bits, do you genuinely like have fun doing these things?
Like I clearly I do enjoy them the most when I'm doing it for the first time. Like the first time I tell a joke on the stage.
I don't think it's really, but okay, continue.
I enjoy that very much. Whereas if I'm doing it for the 10th time, it isn't like that joke. It's no longer that joke. It's more like the set and how much is the audience enjoying it. So that's.
I like what he's saying, in the sense of like first time you do it, it's an actual joke, but the more you do it, it just becomes part of the set.
Yeah.
It's just your like script.
Yeah.
As opposed to the first time it feels like you're like, oh, this is a fresh joke. It's like it could go anywhere right now.
Yeah.
Know what's happening. Okay.
When you're like, you think that they're gonna laugh at this pause, but you haven't tested it yet. And then when they do laugh at that pause, it might even be louder than you thought, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah. And nobody knew they were testing it except you. Like,
Yeah.
you knew what you were, like I've talked about this before too. Like you're testing like when to pause, when to stop, like when to put in.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go into it a little bit. Like how do you all feel at the end of this? Who's like underrated stand-up comics? I know you meant Simon Ranko. I don't know if he's underrated. I don't know if that guy's even famous, or is he just like likes playing in like...
I think he's really well known in Canada, like in Canada circles. He's been doing it a while. He's like had success and stuff, but like he's like mostly I would say a club comedian. But I think those are like maybe the best comedians to watch. Like because if they're famous, maybe people come to see them, already know them, like them. If they don't necessarily know you, and many people do know Simon, but if they don't know him, then he has to win them over. So there's like a talent in doing that. And that keeps him honest. Like he can't just say anything. You know what I mean? And there's so many examples in Toronto and Canada of like comics that may not be like the most known, but like it's almost that's kind of makes them super funny too, because like they have to make these audiences laugh honestly. You know. And
nothing go like what you said about cancel culture too. Being less known means you can take more risks and make more like darker jokes funnier.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the more you climb up there and your audiences change, you have to also modify your jokes for them. But if you know your audience is just like a bunch of like drunks in a bar, you can be like, oh, I can take these guys anywhere.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, I'm playing in a stadium where people paid to see me and there's family and audience there. I need to, like, remember when you were doing a show for mine and tell you like, yeah, curate. Yeah. As opposed to you're like, the ones you're about to recommend are just like playing on bars or playing in comedy clubs where they know everyone around them is degenerate as well. Just like, I can give a shit. I can talk about anything. Yeah, it works.
Well, you
there's
think,
freedom in that.
I mean, you think you can talk about anything, but like if you really can, like let's say, and you can actually bring them. You know what I mean? Because like what do you mean? If you're like, oh, I can say anything here and they'll go with it. Yeah. You don't. The greatest thing is you don't know if they don't know you. You don't know if that's true yet until it happens. So you're like, I don't know if they're gonna go with me, but then if they do, then you're like, yes, because they had no reason to. You're just a random stranger. Yeah. So I think that's the best. That's like the coolest thing.
So do you do that too? Do you test the waters? Like in Easing, you test the waters. It's not just like because you're at a bar, automatically people are gonna like you. But you're testing the waters and you're like, oh, they did laugh at this.
Yeah.
That means I can kind of take another extension. Do you have that feeling?
Yes, that like I don't know how they're gonna react to my material, right?
Yeah.
My non-relatable material. Yeah. So it's like every time I go up there, it's right now when it's open mic, it's you have no idea.
Yep.
And if they come with me, they come with me. If they don't, then I'm still taking the boat the same place though.
Okay, got it. You want us to get to the end.
It's still going to be the same path, but if they come aboard and they join me, then it's great. That's the best feeling.
But then speaking of that open mics, what's the challenge of just like having comedians in the audience? Like sometimes I when you told me when you go to just open mics, it's just mostly also other comedians there versus just general audiences. What do you say about that?
I guess like driving around to like different mics, I find like some rooms with just comedians are very supportive.
Okay, that's interesting.
Like CFTA in Hamilton, Center for Talking Arts in Hamilton, or like when Ashley Mendez does her open mics, like she always has lots of comics there, and like even if it's not a lot of audience, sometimes it's actually pretty supportive. Or like where we were hanging out, the Greenwood in Toronto, they used to have this open mic there, and it was like kind of like billed as like a cleaner show, and mostly comics in the audience, but they were all listening and they were all like supportive and stuff, like. Not laughing at anything, but they were like.
But they give you attention.
Yeah, like ready to laugh if they liked it, and like, I don't know, like it was. I guess you meet some comics that are selfish or don't care, but like, there are rooms where you're like, oh no, people here are chill. Like I'd rather go to those rooms, you know.
I agree with the supportive type, but I think I'll have you fill in on this. Is when you go there to test material, and then you see just a room of comedians. So it's like. It's not like valid testing, right? Because these guys are people who see jokes all the day and you're trying to test material, but they're not your main audience. But they're supportive.
Yeah.
But it's not good. Do you feel that? I think you've told me this bit before. I'll get to you in a sec.
I mean, sometimes, it does depend on the room. Sometimes it's like they already either... they already know you a little bit. So it's like, you're performing for the same people over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like they either like you or they don't. And
they've already made an impression of this. Oh, I think I know his comedy.
Yeah.
So, there's a difficulty there because and sometimes you don't have new material to test. You're just doing the same jokes. In that case, it's the same audience. They heard your stuff. So there's a challenge there, but it's something you kind of, if you're an open micer, you kind of have to deal with. It's just something you have to
get through,
Get through.
You want to add to that? That's also weird.
No, yeah, like and I don't think if like comics are like judging you as harshly, like because they're also doing what you're doing. Like it's just kind of like it's a bit. Sometimes it's kind of easier because they get it. They know what you're doing. You know, they know what you're trying to accomplish.
So they can combine both your points together. Like these open mics that have more comedians, it's good for support, but not that great for like feedback. Like, so don't take the feedback part because they already know you and they see you differently. But in terms of like, they will support you. They get it how hard it is.
Yeah,
it's kind of the takeaway that I've got from this.
It's all over the place. It's
Got
like,
it.
You're both, I think, saying things that are true.
Would you trust another comedian? No, it's both true. Would you trust another comedian with feedback?
Depends on who it is.
Yeah. What the feedback is.
Yeah.
No, the jokes. Like, hey, did this joke hit? Or hey, did you like, would a comedian give you that? Or would they be, like, I know this, the art community, they'll be like genuinely yes man supportive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, so man, you did a good job.
It's both.
As opposed to like, oh, it's both. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's both. Yeah, yeah.
If a comedian wants to be straight with you, he'll be straight with you. He's like,
yeah.
See that blue. And if it's like, general audiences, they're like, I don't mind it.
Yeah, general audiences I think are the best test. People that haven't seen you before that aren't.
I feel like they're just more, they can't be articulate. At least for me with like filming and stuff, I'm like, like they're like, oh, I love this, and I'm like, oh, why? And then they're like, oh, no, I just loved it, and I'm like, oh, that's helpful, I guess. Like they don't really go into it, which is fine. I don't blame them for it.
But just the laughs, just hearing the laughs, right?
So,
You're just like,
because I'm someone who I think you all too, like you like good feedback, you like critical feedback, but sometimes the people just aren't thinking like that. It's like, oh, I like it because it's funny.
Yeah, but I think with comedy there isn't like the laughter is the feedback.
That's true.
So it's like if they laugh, then you got it. Then you don't need.
That's enough.
Yeah, you don't need any more feedback.
Yeah.
I do love that the difference between comedy and film. I think like your laughter is the end goal, but the film has like 6 different things. Like whether everything has to work, but the comedy is like, oh, I just made them laugh and that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, and I think that in film storytelling that's why I always wonder how do poets get feedback.
Yeah.
You know?
And
it's just they felt meaningful for a moment. I don't know how they.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm coming from that poetic thing and trying to get it in you, but I'm now realizing that comedy is like very different. Like it's very easy to know when you're doing good versus when you're bombing.
Yeah, true.
Like, there's never like a thing of like, give me feedback. How did I do? I'm like, no, if I bombed, I bombed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And like sometimes you can hear when somebody's fake laughing too. So you got to know when it's like.
You had those. I've had those sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, yo, chill, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes they're being supportive, so I kind of appreciate it.
You don't blame it. Yeah, I don't blame you. Like, I appreciate your trying.
Yeah.
But try a little like less or be a little bit less, you know, like, oh my god. Okay. That's nice. Now some pieces of advice. What would you give? What would you tell like 20-year-old Will who's starting a stand-up journey?
Well, yeah, because like I did start when I was 20, but I quit a lot. I went to acting. I did all this other stuff, right?
Okay.
But I got like scared off the path early on because I just thought it was too intimidating. So I'd probably say like make your world bigger. So like try to find other rooms. Don't just go. I would go to an open mic.
That's what you did, right? You did go acting.
Now, yeah. But like with stand up, like I left stand up. Like I dabbled over the years. I never stuck with it because I'd hit challenges. I think just like make your world bigger, right? So like. If I'd only go to a couple open mics near my house, like try going to one like uptown, try taking a train ride somewhere, try taking
go beyond your comfort zone.
Go beyond your comfort zone and go beyond your geography. Like just try to find like different places and different energies. Cause like, you know, like it's like back when you're in school, like you have like your classroom and like those are kind of like ground zero for your friends, you know. But you don't realize there's like there's a million other people like you in the city. So it's like you can just keep staying open and not just like defining yourself off of like 1 or 2 spaces to do this creative thing. Like go somewhere else, like travel, like try to get
one
out there.
space doesn't define you.
Yeah.
Go
Try to get out there.
Find. Yeah. What would you say, 20-year-old Johann?
Well, I think I agree with them. Just stay open. I'm doing this. I did this at 24 a little bit for a while. I told you, I think, and then I took 5 years off.
But before that, were you like trying, like when you were like 18, 19, 20, when you just became an adult, were you like dabbling it or no?
No, I wasn't dabbling it. So I don't know what advice I would give them. I think I would just agree with Will here and just be open to everything. And
try more stuff, go out. Okay. Nice. So I would say, that's good advice for the young people. Like, branch out, go see your stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Like, try not to be in the Toronto region. Like you said about like Niagara, Oakville, Hamilton, those will like teach you. You may find your crowds there.
Yeah,
more than you might find in your own city, right?
Yeah. And your city too, but just like get around.
It's everything. it's not do this or this.
Yeah.
It's like just don't say no to anything. Just go do every single opportunity. I think that's why I like that you're here as well. Like you're like I was telling him as well. Like you will see there's an opportunity here. There's something.
Yeah,
there.
totally.
It's not like
man,
I'm doing it for this. I'm just like, oh, let's do it. I'm just gonna. It's something there. Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, I thought I loved
appreciate
the
you.
idea of like podcasting and
Yeah.
just getting ideas out and stuff like that.
Nice.
Really
Yeah,
fun.
you were a very funny guest. You're the funniest guest we've had so far. What do you think?
I think I'm the first guest.
Right. Well, still count, right? It's still the same thing.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
But yeah. Wait, tell us what's next. Like, what's up? What's happening next?
So I'm performing at Levity on Wednesday, September 17th, 8 p.m. And then performing September 24th at Absolute Comedy. It should be a good show. Lots of people, hopefully. 8:30 p.m.
Go to his show. Go to his show.
Check me out on Instagram.
Reach out on DMs for promo codes and stuff. I don't know if you do
What's that?
promo codes.
No, I don't have any promo codes. I don't know.
You can DM in and his DMs are open.
Yeah.
Just it's worth a shot.
And follow me on
what?
Instagram.
Yeah, what do you follow you as?
I am Will Ennis, all one word, and I'm gonna start posting funny videos and stand-up funny videos.
What do you want out of Instagram? Do they leave a comment? Do they like it? Do they share it with a friend? What do you prefer?
I want like hot girls to DM me, but I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
But I just want DMs. I want like them to say stuff, and
Yes.
I gotta show my girlfriend, make her jealous, and
It's every man's dream, right? It's just like just act like I'm not gonna pursue it because that's too much work.
but I just want the
fill my DMs
attention.
in,
Just in the DMs.
Oh, right. Flood his DMs. That's the word. Right. This is Johann. What do you want to plug? What are you doing, Johann?
I'm doing this. It's see me at wherever I'm going next.
Senior Center's homes near you.
Yes.
This guy is probably here.
Yes. Yeah.
Doing
that's what I'm
comedy.
doing.
And are your DMs
I'm learning
open?
this thing. Yes, my DMs are open. Yeah.
Jeez. All right.
Please, yeah.
All right. Want to close it down?
Yeah.
All right. I've been Dean.
All right.
This is
Johann.
Yeah. And what are we?
What?
What's it called?
It's where's the payoff? Yeah, I hope you got something out of it.
I hope there's a payoff.
Yeah, I hope there was a payoff. Yeah, and Bill, thank you for
Awesome.
coming.
All right. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.